What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're going to talk about pepper spray and why I think every single one of you and every single person you know should own some sort of pepper spray. Now, I got my wife and the baby behind the camera today. She's got the baby in one hand and camera in the other, so we're going to see what we can get done, okay? Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, why would you want pepper spray, okay? Because if you know anything about my channel, I'm a big gun guy. I'm a big 2A advocate and all that good stuff. So most of my content I put out is firearm related. However, there could be times when you feel like you need something other than a firearm, something less lethal, okay? Police officers carry pepper spray all the time. It's just a tool that you should probably add into your arsenal, if you will, okay? So there could be dozens of reasons why you might need something less than lethal for self-defense, something like pepper spray. Just think if you were at a bar or something and a drunk guy's bothering you and he gets a little handsy or whatever, you may not want to get in a fist fight. At the same time, you may not have the right to pull out a lethal weapon and use, lethal force. So, in that case, maybe pepper spray would be a better way to go. Or just think maybe if there's a angry parent at a Little League game and you've got a crowd of little kids in front of you and guy charges you or whatever, again, that might be a scenario where you'd rather use something less than lethal, okay? But generally speaking, you're going to find yourself probably in less legal trouble, I would think, using pepper spray than if you were using a firearm. Now, again, I'm a huge advocate for firearms, but it's not for everybody. So you could be someone who's just not comfortable with firearms. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough training. Maybe it's just something that is totally taboo to you. People like my wife, for example, they're just not used to it, and it's something they're not totally comfortable with. So pepper spray could be a good option for you in that case. Or maybe you're not allowed to have a firearm for whatever reason, whether it be you're too young, you have other issues or whatever. But could be your jurisdiction, could be wherever you're traveling, okay? You may not be allowed to possess a firearm. So still having something for self-defense is a great option. And then just a couple other things to mention. First of all, it is cheaper, right? So if you are somebody who's on a tight budget, you can't buy a firearm for whatever reason, you don't have enough money, pepper spray is a lot cheaper. So it's something that everybody can defend themselves with for 15 bucks. Not only that, but if you have kids, for example, and you're not comfortable carrying a firearm around children, it is, generally speaking, would be safer to leave laying around the house. If you have it staged in certain areas, if a kid gets into pepper spray, it's not going to hurt them as badly as a gun could, okay? So without further ado, let's get into the product. All right, so the company that sent this stuff out for review is called POM Industries. That's spelled P-O-M Industries, okay? POM Industries sent me this package. They sent me this Mark III model. They also sent me this clip model, which you can clip into your pocket or onto your pants. And then they also sent me one with a keychain that you can clip to your keys. Okay, and then a couple of practice canisters as well. So there's really not a ton to go over here, okay? It's just pepper spray. But essentially how it works, each of these kind of have a little crevice there. This is the larger one. And you're supposed to put your finger inside that crevice, okay? And then push down. And this spray will come out, okay? Same thing with these ones. I have to be careful I don't shoot this in my eye. There we go. These ones are a little bit smaller, but it's the same idea. You put your finger in there, and this is the safety on top. So it prevents it from being accidentally discharged, and there you see it sprays out, which is a real thing. I've had a friend who had bear spray in his backpack when we were out in Montana, and it actually leaked and got all over and got into his eyes and stuff, and it was not a fun time for him. So preventing an accidental discharge on pepper spray is very important. But with this clip model, I like that you can put it inside your pocket, and it kind of looks like a flashlight. I'm not too worried about it being like concealed or anything like that. You put your shirt down over it and it's fine. But as you pull it out, it's ready to be deployed right away. So, all right, so we're actually going to test it out here. I'm going to use the practice canister, or I guess my wife is going to use the practice canister. She's not real happy with me right now, making her stand out in the cold and film this video. So I'm going to let her do the honors, and I believe this is just water. I'm going to throw on some safety glasses, and she's going to spray me right in the face. There's no other way to say it. So here we go. She's going to spray me as fast as she can, or as good as she can. Now, when you spray, you're supposed to go in a Z pattern like this, okay, with certain sprays. Each one of them has their own instructions on it, but essentially you go in that Z pattern, you're probably going to be in pretty good shape, okay? So here we go. She's going to spray me. And that's not the practice canister. What are you doing? No, it is. But, okay, so she hit me, as you see. It's just water, but it's good that they send you the practice canisters. It is a little bit windy out today, and we didn't have any issue with the wind. I can feel the water all over my face, and she only sprayed me for a split second. It could have been a lot worse. So, pretty cool that they send you those practice canisters. That's something that is very good for you and your significant other or whoever to, use those for training purposes, okay? So again, just to recap, these are the Palm Industries pepper spray canisters. The clip model here, I have the canister there on the other side of the camera. But these come in a bunch of different colors. So, you can get whatever color you want. They come with different rings on them. You can customize all that stuff on the website. But again, I like these ones for carrying like in the pocket or maybe in your purse. And then I like the larger one for carrying maybe in a car or even in a purse for this one as well. But one thing that I will mention, I don't have one here, but I saw they have them on the website. They have the very large canisters, which are for home defense. I think that's a great idea. Again, especially for people with children. If you're not comfortable with guns laying around and all that kind of stuff, I think it's a very good idea to have pepper spray at home. We would just leave bear spray laying around, not laying around, but, staged in certain areas. And the bad thing with that is, in a lot of states, it's not legal to use on anything other than wildlife, other than bears. So, I mean, you could run into some issues there. So it's nice that they have the large canisters too on their website. That is something I would definitely check out if I were you. So as always, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Drop a comment down below and keep blasting.